Hey, what's up, everybody? It's rock and roll comedian Don Jameson, That Metal Show, Rockstrap, International Spy, and Master Chef. You are hanging out with the Hooligans, those YouTube guys.
This week on Hooligan Nation, does our Catman make an epic comeback, or is this another all-for-one disaster? I don't care if you wear a wig. I really like them nice and big. Stay tuned, because you got
To jiggle, 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 jiggle.
You wanted the best. Well, they retired. So you got two dudes in a garage.
Talking KISS.
Welcome to the Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric Podcast, the podcast where the riffs are loud, but our opinions are louder. I'm Anthony.
I'm Black Diamond Dave.
That makes him Black Diamond Dave for the second week in a row, which also means that Father Squeaky Toy is still a broken toy. We have sent him to the island of misfit toys, and they're trying to fix his squeakiness right now. So we'll see when we get him back. I don't know. Maybe he's holding out for a better contract or something. I usually pay him in Skittles and Twizzlers. I don't know. He must be holding out for like blow pops or something. Oh. Closet,
Pixie sticks.
tutu, and blow pops. No judgment, Father Rocco. Anyhow, what's up, hooligans? We are back in the Catman groove today with an album review for Peter Criss's new solo album that was just released on December 19th. But before that, we have music news, music we're listening to, and of course, our weekly poll. But first, last episode recap. Episode number 69, From Street Rock to Arena Gods, part of our album deathmatch series. Black Diamond Dave.
I think it was a fair battle. I put up a good fight, but you can't deny Love Gun. It's the best.
No, that's true. I believe, and this is a shocker, I believe that both Pamplemousse, which we just found out his real name is Joe. So now we got to call him Joe the Pamplemousse or something so everybody knows who he is. Joe agreed, and Dan the Man agreed. And that's...
Dan the Man, yep.
Yeah, like we reached the mountain. We got Dan the Man to agree with us. So, I think Kiss's debut is a great album. I just think they were infants at the time. And by the time they got to Love Gun, they were at the top of the mountain. And you could kind of tell production had gotten better. Everything got better by them. I think their songwriting got better. That's not to take anything away from the debut album, because this has been said before by millions of artists. They have their entire life to make the first record.
Right.
And especially in Kiss's case, boy, after that first record came out, they were churning out records every 6 months and touring at the same time. Like, if you really think about that, that's crazy. How much work that had to be.
Well, if the debut is the spark, Love Gun is the explosion.
I like that. That's good.
Thank you.
We got sparks and explosions. Sounds like the backseat of my car when I was 17. News. You got any news?
I do. I got an article from Loudwire. It's about Cheap Trick. They issued a statement on the backlash they've been getting for performing at the Kennedy Center this year. They said, we were asked to perform at this year's Kennedy Center honors ceremony to pay tribute to our lifelong brothers in KISS and to support artists in the arts. We agreed to do it for those reasons and no others. So they're not making it political. Everybody else probably shouldn't either.
Yeah, man. Is it me? I don't know who's making this political, but who the hell cares who the president was? Why does anybody?
Not for this.
I don't care who the president was that got KISS in the Kennedy Center. They got him in. I could care less about the politics of it. That everybody's trying, and now Cheap Trick is gonna get beaten up for doing it. Get out of here! Come on, man. Everybody needs to grow up. Not
Been
the
friends for decades.
the world does not spin on the political axis like everybody wants to think it does. Like there's some of us that really don't care. We're not on the team and we could care less. I mean, I care, but I care from the middle. Like if you're an asshole,
Right.
you're an asshole. I don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I personally think both of them are. One of my multiple, I brought multiple news items here today, but one of my news items is last week on December 16th, Bruce Kulick was on Trunk Nation with Eddie Trunk, and he gave a very good, insightful interview. Bruce opens up about many different subjects, which include KISS Cruise Landlocked, KISS Unplugged, and the KISS reunion. It was probably, I would say, it was the most I've ever heard Bruce open up. He didn't say anything controversial, but he towed the line a little bit, which he usually doesn't. It's a good interview. Most of Eddie's good interviews find their way to YouTube by some way. So if you don't have SiriusXM and you don't listen to Trunk Nation daily, I do. But if you don't, I understand. See if you can find it on YouTube. And now that brings us to the second article or second news item about Eddie Trunk. That might be too much for Eddie. Thursday night, I took my oldest daughter, Kylie, and we went to Dingbats in Clifton for the annual That Metal Show Christmas party featuring Don Jameson, Eddie Trunk, and Jim Florentine. I am very happy that we went. Don, Eddie, and Jim were right out in the crowd talking to everyone. Don and I got to talk for a while, and he was great to my daughter, who wants to be a comedian. He gave her a lot of attention and some great advice. I also got to finally meet Eddie Trunk, who acted like he does on his daily radio show, like a fan with a platform. It's not an act. He was real that night, and he was cool. Eddie and I spoke for about 30 minutes, and of course, Gene Simmons' statement about Ace Frehley came up, and Eddie did not disappoint, that's for sure, because I pushed the two buttons, and he went off like a rocket ship. And I'll keep what he said between him and I, but yeah, he's truly not real happy with Gene right now, and I have a feeling that may never change. I'm very happy to report to all the hooligans that it looks real good for Eddie coming on to our little podcast in the near future.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have so many things that I could ask him because where I live, like Eddie Trunk grew up about 15 minutes away from where I grew up. So he came on the radio in 1983 for the guy who wasn't born yet. And he was a DJ at the local radio station. So I've been listening to Eddie Trunk pretty much since 1983. I also met two of the guys from Lashing Wire, which was the first band that went on at Dingbats, and spoke to them for a few minutes, mostly about KISS. The guitar player, Mike, has a Gene Simmons tattoo on his forearm. So we were comparing KISS tattoos and talking about the podcast and talking about KISS. And they made mention to me to pay attention to their set opener when they went on stage. And then they went on stage and ripped into an amazing cover of Rip It Out. And that guy, Mike, killed it. And I mean, killed the solo. He was so good. I thought it was ace. Lashing Wire is a fantastic cover band. They went on to play some Megadeth, some Pantera, lots of other great covers. And just in case anybody wonders, They will be returning to Dingbats on January 9th, and they will be at the Old Village Pub in Middletown, New Jersey on January 24th. So if you're in the area, check them out. Mike is a member of our Facebook group and a subscriber to the Hooligan Nation podcast. So please support those that support us. And the band is really good, so let's support great artists also. And finally, just a reminder, our Ace Frehley champagne glass giveaway is still going on. We have 15 people entered, and the giveaway goes until January 12th at 11:59 p.m. Go to hooligannation.com to enter. That's hooligannation.com to enter. Music we're listening to. What you got?
I'm still listening to Live Box Ed. I really like that Wildwood show. I really like the other show. What is it? Come on, help me out.
There's
the one
Iowa.
Wildwood on that set.
There's Davenport.
Yeah, it's Davenport. It's Davenport. The one where he's sick. I'm calling that the Paul flu game.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think that's a really interesting release that they even put something like that out.
I keep listening to the Wildwood one just because. Well, I'm from Jersey, and I've been to Wildwood about 1 million times, and I know where the Wildwood Convention Center is. I don't know what that means. That's part of my goofiness, I guess. I am listening to the new Megadeth release, Let There Be Shred, which also comes with a badass music video. And I can tell you this. If Dave is going to retire, he wants to retire on top because this is another great song. Lots of guitars, double bass drums everywhere. This sounds like the Megadeth of the late 80s. Have you heard it yet?
That's high praise. The late 80s Megadeth? Ooh.
Yes.
I haven't heard it yet, no, but I heard the first single they put out. It's brutal.
Yeah. Well, Let There Be Shred.
Just as good. Okay.
I think it's better. I think it's better. Like he's elevating the game. If he's gonna get out, he's getting out damn near the top. Black Diamond Dave. Do you know what time it is?
It's full time.
Poll time. All right, hooligans, it's poll time. This week's poll is both simple and difficult at the same time. What do you think of Gene Simmons' latest comments about the death of Ace Frehley? Your choices. It's Gene being Gene. No harm, no foul. It's unforgivable. He apologized. Let's forgive and move on. Or I agree with Gene Simmons' statement. Black Diamond Dave.
It's unforgivable. You can't say that. You said you got 20 years to say it. Why keep saying it? He's gone. It's over. You guys blew it.
Got to agree there. Now, what do you think the hooligans think?
I'm not sure. I think maybe people were more forgiving than I was.
All right. Are you ready for the hooligans' decision on this question? Gene being Gene got 9% of the vote. He apologized. Let's forgive and move on got 34% of the vote. By the way, I missed this one. Fire me. 0% actually agree with Gene. And coming in with a whopping 57% think that it's unforgivable. Thank God I have renewed faith in the KISS Army and all our hooligans. I have said this before. There's a lot of common sense with hooligans on this channel because they all agree it is unforgivable. And after all these years, if you're still saying stupid shit, somebody's got to hold you accountable for it. So just to reiterate, our weekly polls can be found on our community tab and on our Facebook group. Thank you to everyone who voted in our weekly poll. please go into our YouTube community or our Facebook group and vote for our newest poll, which is up right now. Voting is both your right and your responsibility as a hooligan. Battleborn is a collaborative effort among like-minded individuals and organizations intent on repairing and restoring people who have served our country. We do this by delivering a unique level of support and guidance to those servicemen and women who have emotional and psychological wounds. We provide support directly and indirectly in collaboration with others in our community who value those who have served this nation and its communities. For more information, go to wearebattleborn.com. Black Diamond Dave, are you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Do you feel completely prepared to venture into the world of the Catman?
I'm a KISS fan. I'm definitely ready to be overly opinionated about things that don't matter.
Yeah, about sums it up for all of us. After an 18-year gap, Peter comes back with what I think is his best solo effort ever. It's
Absolutely.
filled with melody and hooks everywhere. I cannot wait to do the review on this album. So let's talk about this first. The producer, Barry Pointer and Peter Criss. First off, if they both actually produced this album, I think they did a bang-up job of it. I think more likely Barry Pointer did most of the producing. Nothing against Peter, but that's usually how it is when there's co-producers and one of them is the artist. So,
right.
Now on to this. I don't know. What do you think about the artwork?
I think it's really cool, dude. The cat head that he's using for everything is really cool.
Yeah. I like the front cover. I like the way it seems to me like Peter went the extra mile, or his team went the extra mile to try to mesh him in with KISS.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying, like the lightning bolts and the S's, they did a very good job promoting and marketing for KISS fans that are also Peter fans. And that front cover, I usually don't get goofy and stupid over this, but I like the three versions, the white, the silver, and the black also. And I love the front cover of it. By the
Why
way,
didn't they sell T-shirts of it? You would think that they would have KISS marketing.
I think they're coming.
Okay.
I think they're coming, and I really hope they're coming. I went on petercriss.net today to see if there were any shirts available with the front cover because I think it's badass. And I also agree that the cat is too.
Right.
That should be its own separate T-shirt. The front album cover should be a T-shirt. Like I'd buy both of them.
Heck yeah.
He'll do it. I think he'll do it. It's just a matter of when. And do you know who designed that?
No, I don't.
Peter Criss, and I believe Peter Criss helped design it, and Piggy D did the album artwork.
Huh.
I thought that was cool too.
Yeah.
And finally, my last thing, and I'll ask, because that's what I do here, is ask questions. Do you know who this album is dedicated to?
I do not.
It is dedicated to Ace Frehley, Sean Delaney, Bill Aucoin, and Stan Pendrich. Now, I'd like to say thank you, Peter, for having class. Unlike some other guys that try to show that they don't have much class most of the time. But I thought that was kind of cool. Like, not only dedicated to Ace Frehley, but he dedicated it to Sean Delaney, Bill Aucoin, and Stan Pendrich also. Class move, in my opinion.
Peter's a really classy guy now.
Yeah. I'm sure he was always a classic guy. He's just Italian and emotional and, all of those things that come along with it. Are you ready for the songs?
I am indeed.
I can't wait for this. Okay, we're going to start out with Rockin' Roll. You can go first.
Yeah. Old school rocker. Definitely like a drop the top in your Cadillac and cruise along to it type feel. I love the nothing to lose references in it. I
You
thought
caught
that
that
was really
also.
cool. I did, yeah. I think
There
it's a great
seems
song.
there seems to be references to all kinds of things throughout this album. There's a reference in one of the songs to Dress to Kill. I can't remember which song it is, but one of the songs starts with the drum beat from Rock and Roll All Night, which I thought was really cool.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I didn't write it down and I can't remember which one, but one of them came on and I was like, "Oh, that's the drums to Rock and Roll All Night," and then it goes into the song. Like he did a very good job of the same thing as I said with the album cover. He did a very good job of meshing things together that Kiss fans are going to go, "Oh, I know that. Oh, well, see what he says here, that kind of stuff." So I think it's a big change from what he had done in the past, which seemed to be try to run as far away from what he did with Kiss as possible. This album is more like a Peter Criss biography to me. Like it's all
I
his
can see that.
influences. It's his career in Kiss. It's everything put in one big bowl and mixed up together, and it comes out very good. This song, Rock and Roll, old school 50s style rock and roll song, fun song with lots of Paul Schaefer throughout, and that familiar sound, and it is so familiar, of Peter's drumming. And on top of that, he's got a cowbell. And I know that you're not
Heck
used to
yeah.
this, but I like cowbells. Any song you put a cowbell in, it's not a bad song.
It's a
I don't know
medicine.
why. I don't know why. I like cowbells. Second song on the album is In the Dark. What you think?
I really like his voice on this one. The way it opens up and the weird party sings. I'm not going to do it justice, so I'm not going to do it this time. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to say about this song, but it wasn't bad.
I think it's one of my favorite tracks on the album. I love this song.
Okay.
I love the pace of it. I love the drumming on it. Mike McLaughlin, who plays lead guitar on this track, kills it with just enough, but not too much. You know, every time I hear guitar players start ripping throughout songs, I start getting Vinny flashbacks. Like it's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much, and he was more Ace like, where he just put things where they needed to be, but he was front and center, and it really helps the song out. He does a really good job on it.
I
Third,
actually said that a lot listening to this album, though. Now that you said that, there's a lot of little acisms in there. They knew what they
yeah,
were doing.
yes, absolutely. I mean, I was gonna get into this a little later, but there's a song like John Five plays on I think three tracks on the album, and one of the tracks it's like the perfect track, and I would love to be able to ask John Five this, but he's not here right now. It seemed to me like it was Ace, then it was John Five, then it was Mick Mars, then it was John Five. Like it felt like three different guitar players in the song,
Okay.
and it was only one guy. And I think that's talent, but I also think that's influence. And you can really feel and hear the influence of Ace Frehley and Mick Mars. And I don't even know if Mick Mars was an influence to John Five, but I know Ace was, but that's what I hear in it. And it's a very good song, whichever song it is that's coming up somewhere. A third song, For the Money.
That's a standout on this album for me. I really think so. I like the chorus a lot. It's the dirty rock song, has a really filthy feel to it. The chorus, again, the little do it for the money part. I think it's killer, man. It's kind of like throwback to old Kiss.
So do you like 50s rock and roll?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a big 50s rock and roll, Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison, those kind of guys. Totally.
Because I got the feel of like 50s and 70s,
100%.
like both together. Great guitars throughout. I hated the backup singers the first time I listened to this song,
Oh,
but by the second, third, and fourth time, I started to love them and
it's an
everything else
earworm.
about this song. Yeah,
It really is.
absolutely. It was I anybody that tuned in here today to hear some two guys beat up this album, I don't think it's going to happen because I
Not
was
over here.
pleasantly surprised. And by the time I got to the third song, For the Money, I was like, okay, he's for real. This is real. This isn't going to go south. And I will say it did go south a little bit towards the end, but we'll get there. Next song, Murder.
I like the drive-by intro. I thought that was a cool touch. It's a rock standard. I don't think it's anything special. I don't
Damn,
have much to say.
you're a rougher critic than I am, I
You
think.
think so? I mean, I just have other songs on the album I really like.
I thought this was a great song too because I feel Peter's heart and soul in this song.
Oh,
I
it's
think it's
singing.
a I think it's a well-written song that tells a story. I love the tone of the guitars and Mike McLaughlin's playing. Peter's drums are perfectly balanced but not overpowering, but not buried in the back. The production on this entire album is spot on, and I just think it's another great song. I mean, in my count, he's like 4 for 4 at this point. I never expected that to happen.
Not the way you guys talk about the 78 one.
Oh, what do you mean? Like we talk about? No, that's how the
You
78 album is.
you guys don't. Oh, and see, I love it. I love it. That's
Well,
the difference.
you're in training. Common sense training started last week. We'll get you. We'll get you fixed. And if I can't get you fixed, I'll put a squeaky toy somewhere in you and make fun of you. Next song, Walking on
That's what happened
Water.
to Rocco.
That's what happened to Rocco. Yes. That's what happened to him. He kept
Oh man.
not learning, so he went to sleep and I put a squeaky toy in him. Next song, Walking on Water.
Um, it's kind of up there with Murder for me. I think it's a great song, but I don't have a lot to say about it either. Maybe
Look,
I
I
don't
think
like this album.
I don't know, man. I mean, you were texting me the other day and I was like, okay, he really likes this. This is gonna be easy and it's gonna be intricate and take a long time. Maybe not.
No,
I
it's not
mean,
looking like it.
if you like the 78 solo album, I would think that this screams to you. I it's another song that seems to incorporate all of Peter's likes and influences. It's a little bit of lounge singer, a little bit of gospel with great music composition throughout. I think it's a beautiful song, somewhere between Hard Luck Woman and Blue Moon Over Brooklyn, which happen to be two of my favorites from Peter.
That's a
But
good, yeah, honestly.
to me, 5 for 5
Yeah.
to me.
Okay.
And the next one is the first single, Creepy Crawlers.
This was probably the one that took the most to grow on me the first time I heard it. I thought it was really different, and I didn't even believe it was him singing it first. But now I really like it. I think it's a great Halloween song. We don't have many of those, so it'll show up yearly in my playlist.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's a great Christmas song. I'm still playing it. I reviewed this when it came out as the single, but once I heard this song, the inclusion of Paul Schaefer, which is probably the number one thing that scared me when they started talking about this was the inclusion of Paul Schaefer. Like I can jump on board with Billy Sheehan Definitely with John 5, Piggy D, like Barry Pointer, if you look into his past, who he's produced, like I can jump on board with all of that. The Paul Schaefer thing really, really scared me. When this song came out, I got it. I understood what Paul Schaefer's, why he was there. And he adds so much to this song and the entire album. I love the vocals, the songwriting, the drum beat, and of course, John 5. The other sounds included in the production are a wonderful addition, but I think at the end of the day, after everybody's had a lot of time to digest this entire album, the unsung hero of it is probably going to be Paul Schaefer. But I also do think it's going to be a more popular album with the fan base, with the older fan base that likes the 70s, grew up in the 60s and the 50s, maybe. I think it's really gonna kind of touch them in the sweet spot more than maybe a 25 or 30-year-old KISS fan or Peter Criss fan for that matter. Like he's not looking to reinvent the wheel and start a new sound in music. He's going back to what he knows and he likes. He just did it but he
As
just
he
did it
should.
with a little more common sense, I think, this time than he has in the past.
He he definitely had a team that had the best in mind for him,
Yes.
and he trusted them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so very clear that he listened to other people and they gave
Yes.
him good advice. And all the people in the past, yeah. There was someone telling him that his last solo album, Peter, this is the greatest thing that you've ever put out. You
Oh
know,
man.
you
Oh
know
yeah.
that that
He
happened.
a yes man for sure. Somebody.
Right.
But
And
but
that doesn't
God
do
bless John
any
Five.
it doesn't do any artist any good to surround themselves with yes men. And that's a
No.
perfect example of why. And The Elder might be another good example of why not to surround yourself with yes men. But that's a story for another day. Next song, Justice.
I feel like the worst guest ever. I like it. I just don't have a whole lot to say about it. This is more your forte. What do you feel about it?
What do I feel about it? First thing I thought about was John 5, and more John 5.
Absolutely.
Jesus, he channels his inner Ace Frehley and Mick Mars in this entire song. This is the song that I was talking about before. Like one lick, I'm like, sounds like Ace. The next one, I'm like, oh, there's John 5. The next one, I'm like, it sounds like Mick Mars. I did that throughout this entire song. I got bonus guitar players on this song. And because of that, I've listened to the song 4 times. And the only thing that I can really talk about is the guitars because every time the song comes on, that's what jumps out at me all 4 times. So that's what I wrote down for the review. I'm sure there's more. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Oh boy. Next song, Cheaper to Keeper.
All right. I might be in the minority. This is my favorite song on the album. I really like the chorus. Peter singing his tail off on that one. Guitars are sweet on that song too. The riff on that song is really cool. That's my favorite on the album.
As far as Cheaper to Keeper, I, I equate this as just a fun Kiss like song. This is something that could be on Rock and Roll Over or Love Gun or Dynasty, I think. It's got killer guitar licks and great drums throughout. I love the little nods to his past with KISS throughout the entire album, but also through this song. Next song is Sugar, and you really should go first for sure on this song because we're taking a downturn to me.
So this is probably my least favorite song on the album. I think it's the most skippable. It's pretty close to the crooner stuff he likes to do for his last album. Not really into it.
No, me
I
neither.
see what he
But
was going for. Not into it. Yeah.
the next song is my pick for the worst song on the album. But we'll go through this first because this is full lounge singer Peter here. It's dark. It's a Las Vegas lounge. It's smoky. It's like 1978 or 79. And here comes our lounge singer, Peter Criss, out. It's not a bad song, but it's my second least likable song on this album. Even though I'm not a fan of this song, I am a fan of the fact that Peter made an album filled with different genres. And because of that, I love stuff on this album, even if I don't like it. And I don't like this song, but I like the fact that you didn't get one cookie cutter sound or one cookie cutter genre of music. This is almost like a greatest hits album in a way. Like Peter's showing you, like we didn't get any Black Diamond or Hooligan type songs, but he's kind of showing you everything that he likes and everything that he's capable of doing as a 79, now 80-year-old man, which is what makes a lot of this pretty amazing. Because he does play a bang up drums throughout this entire record.
It's definitely a great last stand. No, no. If this is a last stand for him, it's a hell of a great last stand for an 80-year-old man to put out a record of this quality.
All right, next song, Rubberneckin'. Please go first. Please go first. Please say all nice things, because I can't. I can't.
I
I'd
like
love
it.
to.
I think it's got, like I said, I do like it. I think it's kind of got like I don't know, a Steve Miller Band kind of vibe or something like that to it. It's fun. It's a fun little song. I think that's all it's supposed to be. Now shred it.
Beat goes country. My, this is the track I like the least by far. And it more has to do with my hatred for most country music. The guitars are slightly interesting, but yeah, that's it for me. I don't like country. And although I appreciate the fact, like I said the last song, that Peter went to another genre, nah, this is a skip button song for me. I can't do it. That slide guitar and that twang, and it just doesn't do it for me. I think the lyrics are goofy. I just don't. I can't. But if you count the bonus track, which by the way I love, but if you count the bonus track, there's 11 songs, and I'm okay. I like 9 of them. I can stand 10 of them. This is the one that I will probably never listen to again, and it'll hit the skip button from here on out. And it's mostly because it's country. And
I like the twang.
I don't like the twang. Like you give me like
I'm from the South.
yeah, I guess that's I don't know what the difference. You know what the difference is I grew up, my parents liked country music. And I'm the Antichrist of the
Oh,
family.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't stand it. Like well, like I can listen to old Kenny Rogers. Is probably the only old country that I can actually stand because I just grew up being forced to listen to it constantly. So as soon as this song came on, I knew it didn't have a chance. Like it was 15 seconds in, and I was like, "Oh, this is a country song. No, thank you." So
We'll real fast.
if everybody else likes it, I'm not saying that I'm right. My hatred of country goes so deep that it could just be because it sounds country to me. But that brings us to the bonus song, Hard Rock Knockers.
I shouldn't love this song as much as I do. I feel juvenile loving this song
Uh-huh.
for, li-
Yep.
for liking it as much as I do.
My inner
It's definitely
11-year-old comes out.
Al Bundy
Yep.
face, jiggle, jiggle. Yeah.
Oh,
um, it's a return to the juvenile side of the Kiss that we all love. We want
uh-huh.
cheesy lyrics like that, man. No,
Yep.
I'm a big fan. I could see that being on, I don't know, Rock and Roll Over, like right there with Mr. Speed, or honestly, could have been the Hooligan and Love Gun if he had done it at that time. It's a cool song.
It is. I do like it way more than I should. I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay, I'll start here. And I quote, I really like 'em nice and big. I don't even care if you wear a wig. I really like 'em nice and big, double D's, down to your knees. I couldn't get my eyes off of those jigglies. Songwriters Hall of Fame material.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that Peter borrowed Gene's songwriting diary for this one. And those were in there. I mean, I love it. I can't figure out why. Oh yeah, I know why. He's talking about one of my favorite subjects. Just another great rock and roll song that is fun from start to finish. That's one of the things that kept going through my head over and over again. Every one of these songs, whether I liked it, I loved it, or I didn't like it, it sounded like not only Peter, but everybody that played with him on these songs were having fun. It was a fun
Blast.
project. Wasn't doing it to be popular, wasn't doing it to distance himself from his past. He was doing it to have fun. And that's what came out the most to me. All right, wrap up. You got anything else you want to add to this?
I wanted to talk about the Bandcamp thing that everybody's talking about right now with Peter's album. Friday when you went to purchase it, it was $9.99. If you go to purchase it today, and I looked myself, it's listed for $1,000.
Why is that?
What do you? I read some people say that bands will do that to like push you to buy physical copies. It's kind of an interesting idea. I'm not really. I feel like his team didn't do him any favors with the release of this album, though. Do you really think it was like a bad idea to let it hit streaming?
No, I think it's ingenious, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I not only do I think it's ingenious, and I am older than you, so I normally don't buy physical copies of anything anymore. But this does remind me of back when you had to buy physical copies. Like, he put it out on Apple iTunes for you to buy it, and you can't stream it anywhere. And what I've read on the internet is it's going to be available streaming at some point, but he's trying to push all of us to buy physical copies. And I think I said this when we talked about the anticipation last week. I'm going to buy a physical copy of it, even though I'm probably never going to play it. I don't have a record player. I don't want one. I don't have a CD player in my car. And you know what? To tell you the truth, I don't need one. So most of what I listen to is streaming. But in this case, because of the packaging, I really like the packaging. I'm going to buy a physical copy of it. And I think everybody should.
Which variant did you get, or do you want?
I actually think I want the silver.
I do too. I think that one's really cool.
I think I may end up buying Maybe even all three of them, to tell you the truth. Even though I'll never listen to them, and I don't need any more shit to have to store somewhere, but I do see myself buying this and buying all three different versions of it. But I gotta say, this was fun to review. It was fun to listen to. It was refreshing to come from a Peter Criss solo album. No, it is not very Kiss-like, at least not to me, and at least not most of it. But it is a portrait into who Peter is as an 80-year-old man. It is also a timeline through his life with pretty much all of his influences throughout. He benefited greatly from the musicians he picked and the fact, and this probably is the most important part, that he just allowed them to play without limitations. Although he sings and plays drum on every track on this album really feels like a collaboration from multiple skilled musicians and does not sound like Peter was trying to prove anything to anyone. He was just having fun. And I think that comes through this album first and foremost, at least for me, and that's what's different. I feel like his 78 album was him trying to distance himself and say, I'm a solo artist and I'm not just KISS. And I think that didn't do him any justice. And then I think Out of Control and what's the other one? Rock Me?
Let Me Rock You.
Let Me Rock You. I think they're mostly a mess to me. And I think Chris Cat 1 had potential to be great. Like, I think if we would have got a second Chris Cat 1 record, it would have been really, really good. And I think the first one was good. And then that All for One thing was just
We don't talk about that.
I don't know what that was, but again, I think that was Peter trying to be Peter on his own. And none of that comes through here for me. I think at almost 80 years old at the time of recording this, and the fact that, what did I say, it was 17 or 18 years between albums. I think he got that all out of his system. I think it's not about showing anybody up. It's not about artistry to him, like, to say, although I think it's all there. There's influences from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, all the way up until maybe the 90s. I don't think I don't get the feeling that he felt like he had anything to prove. This was a project that, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell, which is why I think they're pushing for it to sell physical copies. And I really hope it does. Like, I hope he gets a lot of record sales, because I think he gave us what we've been asking for. We should give some love back to him for doing that. Even if you're not a huge fan, you said that, I think you said this about Creepy Crawlers last week, that it grew on you. Yeah. I think this album is going to grow on people. It's not, there isn't a Black Diamond on it. And there isn't a Hooligan on it. Like, there isn't something that's going to jump out at you and you're going to be like, oh my God, I love this. But after 2, 3, 4 or so listens, the songs start to come through when you start picking up different musical things, different lyrics, things about Kiss in the past and that kind. And I think that's what geeks Kiss fans out. Is, you say the words "Dressed to Kill" in a Peter Criss solo song, and everybody goes, I heard that. He's talking about the Dressed to Kill album. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we as Kiss fans geek out to. I think that's what's going to take this album and is going to help to make it something that we're still talking about a year from now.
I love how you put that. You can definitely tell the chip on his shoulder is gone. This is a guy just enjoying life now.
Yep.
He's at peace with everything that's happened, and he's just enjoying the ride. With that being said, this has the potential to be the last piece of original music from an original, like the original four members of KISS. That's pretty heavy when you put it, you think about it like that. We're not going to get another Ace album while he's alive. This is the time to enjoy it and give these guys the flowers, the thanks, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's a pretty solid album if this is going to be the last one.
Well, I think it's the newest one.
I think this brings Gene and Paul out of hiding. I said that after the first couple listens. They're not going to let this be the last thing.
I didn't think, like we talked about this. I think you're going to get at least a single when the avatars come out. And if I'd say it's 50-50 that you get more than a single. But I do have to agree, if KISS fans run out and buy physical copies of this album, there is a much better chance that Gene and Paul go, hey, he did it.
Blood in the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with you. The chip seems to be off of Peter's shoulder and he's just having fun. That chip will never leave Paul and Gene's shoulder. Like, they listened to that album from start to finish already, and they're both sitting there thinking, we have to one-up him. Because that's the way they are. And that's not always a bad thing. Shit, it works out for us as KISS fans.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, if we get another KISS album. Look, I don't know. I know that I don't like Ace's Origins album. Most of the songs I don't like. But I do think that you might get, somebody might finish Origins depending on how far it was in the recording process. So you might get something new from Ace posthumously. But you know what? If this is it from all four members, this is a pretty good way to go out. And if this is it from Peter, yeah, I don't think you could ask for anything more than how he finished his career, and he should take a bow, because this is most definitely, in my opinion, the best of his solo records by a far margin. Far margin. Like,
you done good, Cat. You done good.
Yeah. And it's kind of a shame in some ways that it took him to 80 years old to figure out what his fans really want to hear and how to do it to where he's happy with it and we're happy with it. Like, that's a kind of a touchy situation, it seems, if you're a Peter Criss fan and you want, because look, I think all KISS fans want to like everything he puts out solo. It's just for somebody like me, it's just so hard to like it. I've never even gotten through All for One. It's like my finger chooses to not listen to my brain, and it just keeps hitting the skip button every time. Yeah, though, just the whole. Maybe it's good in the next song. No, maybe it's good in the next. No. And then like I put it out of my mind for like 6 months, and I always go back to it, and I'm like, well, I'm a little older now. Maybe no. I mean, the 78 solo album, I will admit, it got better over time. I aged. Some of my listening, I think, has changed a little bit. So it's a lot more listenable now to me in my 50s than it was when I was in my teens, that's for sure. But I tried in my 20s, I tried in my 30s, and I dig You Matter to Me.
It's a great song.
I do. And there's another one. What's the ballad on that one?
I Can't Stop the Rain.
I Can't Stop. I love
That's
I
a
Can't
great
Stop the
song.
Rain. I love that. Love it. I Can't Stop the Rain and Blue Moon Over Brooklyn.
Great songs.
I like that too. But, the kind of sugar that Papa likes, no thank you.
Oh, see, I like that. I like Hooked on Rock and Roll.
You know what the problem, but you like
Easy
50s,
Thing.
you
I
like
yeah.
50s rock and roll. I don't really like that. I never did. I didn't
That's
grow up
crazy. You're a
listening
Peter
to it.
guy. That's so crazy. So what was it about Peter then that you were like, that's my guy?
I was just gonna tell you that, and maybe it changes because of the age gap. But I was 5 years old. I was about 5 years old when I saw KISS for the first time. So that brings me to like 1979, and I bought the original KISS lunchbox. I had no idea who KISS was. I don't think I'd ever heard anything from KISS. So it was about the look. It starts with the makeup, and I think anybody in their 50s or 60s that's honest will say it starts with the makeup and the costumes and the gimmicks. But the music backed it up. And in my case, for Peter, it starts with the makeup and the attitude, and then it goes into things like songs like Hooligan and Black Diamond and Beth. I mean, I loved Beth growing up.
Heck yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it today for the same reason that I've said in the past. It's just overplayed.
Rather hear Hard Luck.
I've heard it a million times, and I just don't need to hear it ever again. I mean, if Peter goes out there and tours and plays Beth, I'm cool. Just to hear it because he's going to play it live, but to play it on a playlist, nah. I'm not skipping it, but I'm not searching it out. I prefer, and this is also what makes me weird, I don't like orchestra. I hate orchestra. I hate like marching bands, and I don't like that stuff. So you give me Beth acoustically, like on Unplugged, or
heck yeah,
in oh my God, when the first time that I saw Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, and there was like 15, 20 seconds of Beth acoustic, I was
so
like,
good.
Where's that version? Why can I not get a whole version of that? And if you think about it, that movie came out in 1978, and it took till 1995 for them to do an acoustic version of Beth, and it is absolutely my favorite version, is that unplugged version. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms, please leave us a review. And if you just found us, check out our past episodes. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel and you like this episode, please consider hitting the like button, just like that guy, and leaving us a comment. Hit that subscribe button, just like that guy, so you don't miss any future episodes, and check out these episodes right here. As always, if you made it this far, thank you for supporting us. And don't forget, lead with love and take care of each other. Peace out, Hooligan Nation.